Now to the final topic today. Will the Broncos win the AFC West? So last year in Sean Payton's second year, they go 10-7 in the first year with Bo Nix at quarterback, which I would say was a success. They went from the 19th best scoring offense in 2023 to the 10th best scoring offense in 2024. Their defense drastically improved from the 27th ranked scoring defense in 2023 to the third best scoring defense in 2024. And their stats last year defensively were crazy. Third in scoring allowed, first in EPA per play allowed, first in EPA per pass allowed, third in EPA per rush. They had the third highest pressure percentage in the NFL, the most sacks in the NFL, fourth highest blitz rate in the NFL, and their best four pass rushers are all returning. And you compare that to the Eagles, they're a team that they're coming off the mountain. They just won the Super Bowl. They had to get rid of some of these, veteran guys who were big parts of their unit winning. And I feel like the Broncos are sort of I'm not saying they're going to get to the Eagles level this year. It's just that this is a team that was so good defensively last year, and they didn't lose any really key pieces here defensively. All they did was sort of bolster the unit. So I don't really see this defense taking a big step back, if at all. I think they're still going to be a top 3 to 5 unit. They upgraded at linebacker with Dre Greenlaw. They're bringing back Alex Singleton, from injury. And they're also upgrading at safety with Hufanga, who I think if he can get back to how he used to look with the 49ers, he dealt with some injuries last year, but they bolstered some areas of weakness. And they also brought in Jahdae Barron in round 1, cornerback who can play nickel, who can play outside. And so I just think this is a defense that has a ton of depth. They didn't really lose anyone of importance. And looking at some of their pass rushers last year, John Franklin Myers, Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, those guys were very effective, and they're all going to be back once again. And so defensively, this should be a unit that could be even better, which is if possible. When you're the best, it's tough to get better than that. So it's, they're going to have to play tough physical football once again, but I think there's no reason to think that the defense can't do that. In the area where I think that the Broncos are going to need to take that step forward to really be able to compete with some of these AFC teams, especially in the West, with the Chiefs being there, their offense just has to get a little bit more explosive, in my opinion. They are overall pretty solid, especially for a rookie quarterback with Bo Nix. 10th best scoring offense, 19th in yards per game, 19th in yards per play, 17th in EPA per pass, 14th in EPA per rush. So they were sort of a middle-of-the-road offense offensively. And Bo Nix, overall stat line, 29 touchdowns, 12 picks. Very good for a rookie quarterback. And I think when you see a guy who's able to just not put the ball in harm's way too often, that's one of the most important things, because especially when you have a very good defense, if you have Bo Nix playing like that, you saw what it brought them last year, 10-7 and a playoff berth. They, of course, lose that game, but I think it's a very good start for Bo Nix in his rookie season. The few areas where I think the offense could get better, the rushing attack last year, it wasn't great. And they're bringing in RJ Harvey, who I think is going to be very, very good in 2025. Round 2 draft pick. He averaged 6.8 yards per attempt at UCF in his final season and had 22 touchdowns. He is a beast, and I think that we've heard Sean Payton talk about him a ton, and, he had Kamara early on. It sounds like RJ Harvey could fit that type of mold, and so I expect him to really take this offense to another level explosively. You're also upgrading at tight end with Evan Ingram. And so there's a few additions there that I think do make this Broncos offense even more exciting. And thankfully for Bo Nix, this offensive line they're all returning. The starters are returning. And last season, they were best in pass block win rate, best in run block win rate in the NFL. So when you have one of the best offensive lines, if not the best, no doubt that helps Bo Nix and what he can do, and they're returning all those guys. So they have a lot of the same players. They've pretty much only gotten better offensively and better defensively. And so I think that this is a team, looking at these AFC West, that is going to get a little bit closer to the Chiefs. And honestly, I wanted to come to the point where I really felt like the Broncos could pull off the upset and win the AFC West. I just don't know that Bo Nix is quite there to be able to take over from Patrick Mahomes. I think that there's a lot of things here that, you could make an argument for it, but I just think I need to see a little more offensively to think that they're going to be able to get past the Chiefs this year, even though I think that they could be a game potentially behind the Chiefs this season. And also one other area I think that Bo Nix needs to improve. He wasn't great under pressure last year. If you look at PFF, minimum 25 dropbacks, he was 32nd in passer rating when pressured at 62.1. And also accuracy-wise, he was 32nd in completion percentage over expected. So he needs to get a little bit more accurate, needs to be a little bit better against pressure. But I do expect, a year 2 jump. He learned the system. He knows what's going on here. And I do think this is going to be a team that could win 11, 12 games. I just have a hard time thinking that the Chiefs aren't going to still be able to win the AFC West.